Hello and welcome to another Turning Works. So Make It Matter, it's a project that Steve Twydell from Temple Boy Turnings has started up. It's a collaboration of about 20 makers from YouTube, and we're all going to make something and auction it off for the sake of children all around the world. So Steve will be sorting that end out. If you want more details of this collaboration, then if you look below, there'll be a link to his channel, his Facebook page, and also the video that explains it all much better than I could. So I'm not going to go into the full details, but basically there's a group of fantastic makers which all join together to help children around the world. So what could be better than that? This is a great way for us sort of handy types to sort of actually do our bit, and obviously it would be great if people would support him. Now, recently I have been absolutely amazed. I mean, I can't say how amazed I am, but the other morning I hit over 300 subscribers. It's amazing. So I thank you very, very much for subscribing. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to make, but whatever I make, it will be handmade by myself on this lathe, and I will be making a video of it as well, and hopefully getting the unwrapping from a lucky winner. So that'll be good. Whether there's one winner or whether there's one winner and a couple of runners up, I haven't decided yet, but I've got plenty of time to think about it. So that will be coming up in the future as well, so look out for that. Today's video is mainly about the use of the bowl sander, which is a brilliant tool, and it will save me hours and hours in sanding. So without further ado, let's get on with it, and let's see what it can do. So I hope you can see the radial scratches here made by sandpaper. I've done these purposely with a 60 grit just so I get them on there. So I went into Axminster just before Christmas just to get myself a couple of bits. This was one of them. I bought the skew which you've seen in a previous video. This is the bowl sander. Now, up till now I've been sanding everything by hand. It takes me hours and hours, especially on bowls, because you get radial scratches, as you saw before. This is a Rotary Sander. It's a self-powered one. Costs about 40-45 quid if I remember correctly. And what you get is you get your handle, which has an adjustable sort of head. This is where the actual sandy bits go. You get a little spanner. Obviously set that to the right sort of angle you want. Tighten it out like that. You get 2 75mm pads and 2 50mm pads. These are basically like an auger with a bit of foam with some velcro on, and then obviously the sanding pads velcro to those. They don't come assembled, they come like this, and all you've got to do is screw one of these on the back of there. But of course, if you do replace these, what you've got to do is remember to keep that. Okay. Now, it's really simple to use. So you just get your tool, you screw in your auger to your pad, and then you literally press it in, and that's ready to use. You've got a double ball bearing here, so you've got one bearing there and one bearing that side, so that means it spins very nicely, and there's not so much pressure. If you just had one bearing, it would be a lot of pressure on there and it wouldn't stay straight. So that's the actual bowl sander, and what you do is you get you can buy packs of these. There's many places you can buy these. I just got these from Axminster because I was there already, but literally you get this and you just slap that on. Job done. So these are 120 grit they didn't have any lower just before Christmas. I imagine they'd all sold out, so I just got some 120s, but that's what we're going to be using today. And let's get on with it. Let's give it a go. So what you want to do is an area where it will spin it, and there's an area where it will spin and sand, so you just got to find that sweet spot. So you see that? That is sanding. You can see the sand, the dust coming off, and it's driving it, you see, because it's just obviously spinning that round. And that sound is the sound you want to hear. And what that's doing is that's spinning this round, and as it's spinning, it's sanding. Let's see if we can get a few of those lines out there. And yeah, you can see, hopefully you can see how all those lines have gone now. Because the bowl's not quite true, that's why you've got hit and miss there, but this area here in particular was very lined. And you can see that I don't actually have to sand with the grain anymore to remove those lines, which is fantastic. You can use these. Oh. Now the inside of the bowl, exactly the same principle. We just have to find the sweet spot on this that actually spins it round. You should sand between 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock in this quarter here. That's the safest area to sand if you're doing it. I found that when you're using this, it's obviously better to use a smaller pad, one that would fit the curve better. So you might want to use a 50mm. Use whatever you want, really, you know, I'm not here to tell you what to do. But I find it easier if you hold it at that sort of angle and you actually press it into the bowl, so the bowl is sort of curving that up a little bit. Okay, and the reason why I hold it there is because I can actually see the top of the sandpaper in the bowl. Can you see that? So when I spin it, it sounds like that, and you can see the shape of the actual bowl sander in the bowl, so you can make sure that you're getting everything, because obviously if you imagine a round surface, so if you imagine you're sanding a round surface, aren't you? So if you're using a flat, you're only really, if you think about it, going to hit those two edges if you're trying to sand in a bowl like that. So the best thing to do is, rather than do it like that, is to sort of do it like that so it fits better, which is what I'm doing here. So let's try that again. Let's try that here. And that works brilliantly, because one thing that is a real pain, which I'm sure you all know, is sanding inside a bowl to get rid of those marks, and that is just a nightmare. So that works really well for that. Now, what about using it on spindles? Let's have a look at that. Here we are with a little spindle thing. So obviously it would be very easy just to use a hand, but there we go, no radial marks. Right, so let's try it on something like this. Now, let's say, so it's just a case of moving that point of contact around the wheel, so there's no contact there. As you can hear that hiss, that's the sort of sound you want to hear. Quite happily. So it's all about trying to find a sweet spot on this wheel that spins it, and you get the best sanding. On stuff like this, I should probably still prefer doing it hand sanding, because I'm quite old-fashioned and I like doing things the hard way. Things tend to mean more if you do things the hard way. You use like traditional techniques or whatever, and you get a greater sense of sort of satisfaction afterwards. But certainly on bowls, not so much on spindles and things like this, but on bowls this is amazing. So all in all, a pretty successful little test. I mean, I had used this before, otherwise I wouldn't know it was excellent. But yeah, I mean, with my limited use, I found that this is going to be a very, very handy tool. It's going to save me hours and hours in sanding. Although I do quite like hand sanding, it's very sort of, I don't know really, it's sort of very therapeutic. You know, you can really get into it. It's almost like some sort of meditation. It's very strange. It's yeah, you'll probably think I'm mad or sad or both actually, but there we go. So it's quite sort of, you know, it's quite sort of therapeutic. Putting music on, you can lose yourself. But yeah, this is going to be great for the outside of bowls and the inside of bowls, which I absolutely hate hand sanding, obviously because of the curve, you know, it just takes ages. So these are really, really good. I recommend obviously using the right size pad for your bowl, and not just sticking with a 3-inch and hoping that it's all going to be fantastic and work properly. You can get all the pads from, you know, 60 up to whatever, 400. I don't know if you get 600. I'm sure you probably can. But yeah, so you use the right size pad for the bowl that you're using. Use the right discs. So what you can do is, Axminster didn't have the sanding discs that I actually wanted. They didn't have any 180. And so to get around that, what I did was I bought a large sanding disc, and I'm going to cut these. I'm going to cut these out of there. So that was about what, £2 something, £2 I think, and a pack of 10 is about £3 of the small pads. So I'm reckoning that actually I could get quite a few out of here, 75 and 25, and still save money. So that's possibly a good idea. I hope you've enjoyed this video. As I say, it's just a demonstration on different uses of the bowl sander. If you've got any uses or any ways that you use the bowl sander, then if you pop it in a comment below, I'll be really interested to find out actually, because with all new tools, it's really nice to see what people do with them and how they use them, and how, you know, ideas vary from person to person. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. The big collaboration is coming out at the end of this month. Everything will be posted on the 28th, so I will see you then on the 28th of January on this channel and Steve Twydell's and Make It Matter channel. But until next time, I'll see you soon. Take care.